Madden World, what it be like? It's your boy Fo, Xbox 720 is the gamer tag on the PS4, and yo, this is that double triple Madden OGs. This is part 3 of our Philadelphia Eagles trade open scheme, and I gotta say that we have covered in part 1 we basically covered the main play. That was the focal point, right? If you didn't see it, go back, make sure you click on it, because it's the whole reason why we in here in the first place. Part 2, we basically showed you the quick audibles and how effective the quick audibles are, and then we showed you what we felt like was the second best play, which was wide corner. And then now what I'm doing is I'm kind of wrapping it up, showing you what else we like to do in the formation, especially when we start getting the opponent conditioned to pay attention to the weak side of the formation. We're going to start running action to the strong side of the formation, and this is going to help us do that. So we'll go and we'll look at the swing routes. So you'll have motion halfback swing is one play, and then I actually like the inside cross. Haven't really labbed as much as I should to know a lot about the Z spot just yet. I'm still running this as a 2-play kind of thing. We don't want to add too many plays to a scheme. Used to play ball in high school, and my coach used to always say, bro, you rather run a handful of plays to perfection than to run a ton of plays just alright. Know what I mean? So we definitely don't want to get in a habit of trying to run a million plays out of one formation. I would try to keep it to 5 at max in terms of pass plays, and just master those plays. Make sure you know the ins and outs. Make sure you know what they do against every single coverage in the game, and I guarantee you'll be really good, because you'll be able to get rid of the ball very quickly. So we're going to call inside cross. And these were good 2 Maddens ago. Last year they was alright. Let's go ahead and put a zone on the field. Last year they was alright, because I mean, what would happen last year was that swing route isn't any good without block. This year, because of the way the zones play, so depending on what they're in, give you an example. I can actually throw this year and get a little bit of yardage out of it. The way that I threw it. Make sure you get your timing right. Get in the lab, work on it. There we go. All right, cool. So, unfortunately, like I said, with Dallas and Ezekiel Elliott, I have no idea what his trucking is or whatever, man. I'm telling you, I could run like Le'Veon Bell, and he's killing Pat Pete like every single time. I don't know if it was his elusiveness or trucking. I could run with Thomas Rawls and run him over every single time. Ezekiel Elliott is not having as much luck. So we're being held to maybe like a 5-yard game. You get a great running back, you're going to kill that cornerback, and it may go from 5 to 10. But that's not even the main part of the play that I want to show you. What I want to show you is like we said before, because I think cover 4 is going to be something that's going to be popular. A lot of people are going to try to play it. That's what you hear a lot of. They may need to get a little bit adjusted, but a lot of the things that I've showed you in these formations, I love the idea of what I've shown, because you're not really adjusting much, you're not really changing anything, so you can come to the line and quick snap very quick, and you can still have effective plays. So one of the things we want to show is that. So if they're playing cover 4, that concept that I gave out of wide corner holds true to other plays. So if they play cover 4, the purples that are on the field are quarter flats. Quarter flats are going to react to a in route. So when they react to the in route, he actually reacted to the in route, and then he reacted to the swing route right here. And he is definitely not playing deep as a purple. So now I got the post route. And somebody just said, like yesterday or the day before, I can't remember, that post routes, like outposts like that, are kind of dead. No, They're not. I mean, you can still get them open. You just won't be able to abuse them like you could in the past. In this particular case, I'm able to throw it. And as you can see, it's wide open. Now, we want to go ahead and talk about, let's go ahead, try to move this around a little bit. One of the things I like to do sometimes is change it and throw it like that. Another thing that I like to do is try to get Beasley open. Sometimes he's not always going to get open though, so I might not always have this throw. It depends on how they react. He got murdered. But honestly, you'll be able to get that open sometimes, and that's just real. Like sometimes he'll be open. It depends on how everything's set up. Sometimes you can do it like this and get it open. I've gotten it open like that before. Well, and see, there's a good example of him getting open. Those post routes are just good. So this play has a lot in it that you can do. Also, if you look at the in route to the right, if they're playing man coverage, you're going to be able to still get the in route. Also, you can do some shit with Dez. You can put Dez on a slant. You can put Dez on an in. You can put Dez on a drag. I mean, don't just leave him over there doing nothing. You know, make him work. Shit, he get paid enough. So let's go to man coverage real quick. And I'll show you, depending on how they set up, right? With the man coverage, as you can see, like that's a fucking problem. Like why? Like depending on the formation, you saw how he was like way on the other side. That's if they running like 3-4. But let's be realistic for a minute. We got an open set, so we want to try to match up a little bit better. Because if they playing like, if they decide to play man, because some people have base defenses. I just wanted to show you that because some people will stay 4-3, 4-6, 4-4, especially now that 4-4 is in a shit ton of playbooks. A lot of people gonna run 4-4 too. I run 4-4 some. I got a blitz out of 4-4 that I like. But if they man out of any of those, they're gonna get torched. But if they man out of something like a bigger set, like big dime, or if they, you know, where they have more DBs on the field is what I'm getting at, you're still going to be able to be effective in man. And that's one of the things that I like about this play that you couldn't do last year. You could pretty much just call man on something like this and you wouldn't be able to get any kind of movement with it, as to where now man-to-man defense is going to make this actually jump off. So if they play man-to-man defense, they're gonna almost always give this up unless they know it's coming. And there's no way they can know it's coming because this is not your main play, right? So that's what makes this really, really good, because you can tie this up. Another thing that I want to do is show you the other swing. So sometimes I'll just get bold and I won't have passing options. I will literally just come out in the actual screen because I want the screen, and I usually try to do that because I think timing is everything. You want to probably call this particular play, not much, but you probably want to call this play like when you haven't done this at all. So the first time you hit them with it, because they'll be so focused on the left side of the field, you'll be able to get like a big gain out of it because everybody's going to be blocking. As he completely just decided not to block anybody. I don't know what the fuck he was doing right then, but all right, that's usually what he's going to do, right? So that'll happen. And then another time you want to do it is after you've ran the motion inside cross enough times for them to understand that the motion route isn't what you're after. You're after other routes on the play. Then you'll just come out and you're able to do this, and they probably just won't move. They won't react to it as heavily as they would the first few times seeing it. So that's something that I wanted to make sure that I brought up as well. Another thing that we want to talk about as well in this formation that makes this formation really good, and I'm not gonna go all just into every single play, every single thing, take some of this in the practice mode, but the wide receiver screen. So if they're playing off, you're gonna be able to get your screen. So remember that that's something you want to throw in as a wrinkle as well. You got outside zone. You got a read option. So remember that read option is good for your red zone. That's also good for the players that play Cam Newton. I know a lot of y'all play Cam Newton in MUT. Everybody really running him. Every video that I've seen has had like a Cam Newton of some type. So that's important to note. The 56 trap, like I said, is a very good play. And then I just try to keep it at that. And that's just good enough for me. I think this play has some potential to it. But that's stuff I haven't labbed yet. I just want to make sure. Let's try to tie this up real quick, and then we'll close the video out. I don't want to keep bringing play after play after play after play. So let's see. Passing plays, we got PA read. That's one. The main play, which is FL dig. That's two. Y corner is three. Stick is in our back pocket for the bomb, right? And then inside cross. So just like we said, we got 5 passing plays. What I consider running plays is the motion halfback swing. It's like an extended run, right? You can run the draw. Draws are fairly decent this year. 56 trap we like, and then we have the inside zone as well as our wide receiver screen. These are all very short plays, and screens are just, you know, ways to run. Fucking Wes Welker, Julian Edelman, and all of those players made that shit famous. You know what I mean? So to me, those are extended runs. So this is a very good formation. And like I said, if you didn't watch part 1 to the video, definitely go back and watch part 1, because you will see that the first play is so tough by itself. When we start adding all of these other plays in and scenarios in, it's just gonna give your opponent headaches. I've literally not been slowed down. The only thing that I could see is, you know, you coming up with some sort of blitz and playing very short zones early. But if that blitz can be picked up, which what I'm finding is a lot of the blitzes can be. Hadn't really came across somebody that really knows their shit where they can send something at me that I can't control. And I gotta give Madden and EA kudos for that, because sometimes they had blitzes, man, you just couldn't control them shits. They were out of control, you know. I am, speaking of that, I'm gonna put out a defensive tip. That's pretty good. So you'll see that too shortly. But as always, like, comment if you feel like I left out anything at all, or comment if you feel like you can add on to the scheme. I mean, this is just open forum, man. I'm glad everybody's subscribing, feeling we have some good information here. We're just gonna keep bringing more videos. So as always, respect the OGs. Peace.